Hey, yo, what's the deal? Hey, somebody sent me this video. Let me see. You know, it's pertaining to Wack 100, right? But the reason why they sent it to me is because somebody from my section is in the video. Let me see if I can find it. And I feel like the caption, this some clickbait type shit. You feel what I'm saying? This is clickbait. But we gonna real briefly get into it. Let me pull that video up. We gonna get into it. This is a credit to the person who posted this video, Ray Give TV. And the video is called Wack 100 Blacks Out on PJ Watt's Crip, claiming Big U ain't on work. Fuck Big U, he's a bitch. That's not coming from me. That's the name of the video. So let's get into the video, man.
It's Ray Give TV. What's poppin', gang? It's your boy Ray Give TV. Back with some more heat. No, you didn't know. Got the content. Click that bell, tune in. Okay, so check it out. Wack 100 and somebody from PJ Watts has a heated conversation regarding Big U, the grid program, and things go left. What? I want to give a shout out to Wack 100, the whole 100 side. Spin the block. Let's get to the content.
All right. Before we get into this, I continuously say that I'm quality over quantity, right? I don't want to continue to just be throwing videos up and all this type of shit, because when you get into that rhythm and that this becomes your religion, a lot of things that you say, a lot of content that you post is subject to be erroneous, misleading, hypocritical, and controversial, right? So before I segue into this, let me just address this situation. I just watched an interview of OG Cartoon 5-3, right? And he was on Professor Melly Mel's platform, right? So he's talking about the difference or the separation between the Trey gangsters and the 5 Trey Avalons, how they was both Avalons and they fell out because the 5 Trey Avalons took a stance of not getting into it when the 4 Trey Avalons, which later would become the 4 Trey Gangsta Crip, when they used to get jumped by the Fathers, Broadways, and all that, you know what I mean? They stayed neutral when they homies was getting taken advantage of by the 52nd Street Broadway Gangsta Crips, right? So he talk about the separation. So as he's talking about this on this in his interview on Professor Melly Mel's podcast, or Kev Mac podcast, he's talking and he called the brothers from 4 Trey Gangsters clowns. That wasn't right. That wasn't cool. Strong cat. Peace and blessings, King. That wasn't right, Cartoon, for you to get on this platform and the type of person that you is and the narrative that you put out there to start talking about the brothers from 4 Trey Gangsta Crip, and you refer to them as clowns. But this is the same individual who was supposed to do physical violence to Dewberry and Charleston White. Excuse me. But there's footage of him, you know, being on cordial terms with Dewberry and Charleston White after he said what he was going to do is going to be this, so on and so forth and whatnot. That's hypocritical. This is the same big Cartoon that threw his people under the bus when he was supporting and sustaining or substantiating the corroborating the claim that Dubs had made that blacks could not survive a continuous wave of Sordanio violence, active violence, right? He threw his people under the bus. He called the younger generation scary. He said he said a lot of inflammatory shit, right, that I didn't agree with. But some of y'all, you know, jumped on his DICK, you know, rode his penis and all that and defending him and all that. But you never air out your folks' dirty laundry, no matter what you think or feel. You always got to speak life into your folks. Boom, that. And then he had a situation with the dude, what's his name, G-Face, the south side of G-Face, the Armenian dude. He got into it with him G-Face called them bitches and all this type of shit. They were supposed to set up the fade and all that. And then mysteriously out the blue, they canceled the fade. And now they both wanted to be level-headed and come and have a discussion and talk it out, which is cool. But this is the same OG cartoon 5'3" that wanted to fight 600 just for fun of it, just for the fun of it. So it's starting to show that when you're faced with opposition, and whether you created or something that you spoke on and got yourself involved in, when you're faced with opposition, what you like to do is turn the other cheek and minimize it by having discussions and talking it out. When you said that you was going to inflict violence, it was going to be a fight, it was going to be a fade. When I see the person, it's going to be this and it's going to be that. But then when you encounter these peoples, it don't be that and it don't be that. You feel what I'm saying? So I guess G-Face called your mother, rest in peace to your mother, man. I send condolences, Ken, folks. But G-Face called your mother a B-I-T-C-H or called you a B-I-T-C-H. The type of person that you is to stand on business, and I'm starting to see a lot of you YouTubers and vloggers stand on business and not principles. The business that y'all standing on is just making content, even though the content may be deceitful, the content may be watered down, the content may be misleading, and the content may be hypocritical. Y'all still gonna put up that content because y'all standing on business and not standing on principles. Me standing on principles, certain things I'm not gonna speak of, it's certain things I'm not gonna acknowledge, it's certain things I'm not gonna address, and I'm gonna always conduct myself in a manner of a man. You understand what I'm saying? But getting back to what I was saying. So Dewberry called your mother, rest in peace to her, B-I-T-C-H. You said what you was going to do to him and all that, but then they got video footage of, y'all being together and so on and so forth. But you didn't bring that element of violence that you had said that you were going to bring and introduce to Dewberry. You did not. And then when G-Face, Southsider, called you a B-I-T-C-H, you wanted to make amends with him, but yet you get on Kev Mack or Professor Melly Mel's platform and you call the homies from Faux Trade Gangsters clowns. And that's what's wrong with some of y'all, man. Y'all want to make amends and have peace with other people, but when it comes to individuals like us, man, we want to go full-fledged. We want to hurt each other and we want to degrade and belittle each other. I mean, that don't make no sense. I had a dude from, not going to speak his name, I had a cat from Mona Park, Compton crib, make a video disrespecting me, disrespecting my deceased homie, disrespecting my family, disrespecting my hood. I didn't respond, homie. Somebody has to stand up and create another narrative and lead by example, because there's millions of people, there's hundreds of thousands and millions of people watching our content. I believe in standing on principles. Let me tell you something about me. I have been in environments, meetings, and town hall gatherings and whatnot, to where I have to get up and I have to properly and thoroughly articulate and not use African American diction or vernacular, because these people are about to judge hundreds of thousands of other individuals off what I say and what I do. When the movie Imperial Dreams came out, a lot of people who are in corporate positions and executive positions, CEOs, CFOs and whatnot, when they seen Imperial Dreams and they seen how determined I was to improve my life for the sake of my son, that movie gave a lot of other brothers opportunities who typically wouldn't have had the opportunities that they had been provided had them individuals not seen that movie Imperial Dreams, and showing that we can be committed fathers. We can be fathers that's determined to do what's right so we can be law-abiding citizens, right? So it's going to be other brothers who are going to be judged off the content that I create and the words that come out of my mouth. So when people hear this narrative of a Crip changing his life, promoting peace, being knowledgeable, being responsible with his words, kind of articulate to a degree, then there's other individuals who may be affected by the things I say. When I was going to these meetings, when I was a part of I was participating in a part of the anti-recidivism coalition, there was judges there, there were DAs there, there were assemblymen, congressmen there, there were people there in influential places, and when they began to converse with me and shake hands and get to know me, then their perspective changed on a lot of other individuals who look like me. So by me being a proper representation of a man in front of these people who are movers and shakers in the state of California, now you have all these laws being changed. And I'm not saying they're all changed by me, but the individuals who our paths intersected and they conversed with me, their perspective changed. So now they were more willing to give ear to some of the things that was coming to him in regards to changing certain assembly bills, passing certain laws, and letting people come out of prison and whatnot. So I said that to say this. We have to be responsible with our words, and we have to be intentional with the content that we upload, because it's people that's judging other people that you don't know off the things that we say and the things that we do. So we need to be responsible with that. So when we start creating these stories and all that, man, we have to stand on principles and not business, man. But I digress. So for those of you who just came there, man, it's a video that's up by a guy named Ray Give TV. Wack 100 blacks out on PJ Watch Crip, claiming Big U ain't on work. F Big U, and he's a BITCH. That's what this person say. So they had a heated debate. So let's just get into a little bit of this, and I'm gonna give you some commentary on it. Let me see what it started at.
I don't know. I'm hearing it's not true, but I'm hearing,
Okay, well, he said his paperwork wasn't true, and I put it all over the internet, dog.
But what paperwork? You talking about the paperwork with the grid?
This paperwork.
So this homegirl of mine is a day one homegirl of mine, right? I was there when she was initiated into the game, and she's a thorough homegirl, right? But this is the thing. If Big U is a snitch or is not a snitch, that doesn't have anything to do with PJ Watch Crip politics. That's 6-0 business. We don't have a leg to stand on when it comes to 6-0s and their business. Just like the dude Loose Cannon, that's 6-0 business. However they deem, whatever they feel they should do to reprimand him, discipline him, castigate him, whatever, that doesn't have nothing to do with PJ Watch, right? So when you start talking about Big U and 60s business and all that, the first thing the homegirl should have said, hey, look, check this out. That don't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? I don't have an opinion on that. You know, that's their business. They got to handle that. But, you know, I guess some of these individuals, and I'm not shooting shots at the homegirl. I love her. This is my real homegirl on this platform. Her name is Celebrity, right? But that don't have anything to do with us. But I will say this. In 2012 or 2013, a cat named Perry Crouch, seeing how influential I was in facilitating and having ceasefire talks or just opening up the line of communication between us and the Great Street Watch, right? So he had set me up an interview to become an employee of the grid. So I went over there on 103rd over there where Michael Wainwright office was at. Hollered at Michael Wainwright. The dude came in and he did an interview. And I passed the interview, flying colors. This is where the deal breaker came in at. The dude who was an employee and a representative of GRID, which is Gang Reduction Youth Development Program, he said, okay, you know, I want to give you the position. I feel like you're very influential. You're very articulate. The way you use your words is eloquent. I feel like you can really help your people. But this is the only thing. If we give you this position, would you be comfortable being a liaison between the LAPD and the Los Angeles County Sheriff? Bill, a liaison? I say, forgive me, I may be wrong, but a liaison is kind of like a person who goes in between and give information. Is that safe to say? He was like, yeah. You have to give information to the LAPD and you have to give information to the Los Angeles Sheriff Department, because that's how the program works. We have to show that we're effective, and we have to show we're doing this and we're doing that. You'll be writing these type of reports, and this is how you'll form the report. And when he told me the reports that I would have to write, I respectfully declined. I couldn't do it because my situation, I'm not speaking on Big U situation. I'm speaking on Bobby Yeye Jones, Yeye from the PJ situation. I could not do that because I feel like that was it was lowball snitching, and I couldn't do that. Write reports about this and that and certain things that transpire in the neighborhood, and you know what I mean? Like, no, I couldn't do that. But that's how they get their paper. What people have to understand is 51% of Los Angeles County budget goes through the LAPD. When they were trying to combat the rising level of homelessness, LAPD got 80 million or something like that. They send the money through LAPD and allow the LAPD to create partnerships and start doling out the money to who they want to give the money to. And GRID is one of those agencies, just like Watch Gang Task Force. Watch Gang Task Force, when I was going to their meetings and kicking over the tables and exposing them from not really creating change and participating in day-to-day affairs in the community, they had partnership with the police. When they partnership with the police, that's where their funding came in at. But it was the same narrative. You got to do this, you got to do this so we can do that. Because at the end of the year, at the end of the fiscal year, at the end of whatever quarters, however they do their reports, I don't know, because I didn't fuck with it. I didn't engage in it, right? They have to give numbers that show that they're effective at combating the rising level of gang violence, gang tension, gang activity. How do they get that data? They get that data from motherfuckers writing those reports and giving it to the police, and the police send it on up to the city. So when they were trying to give me a grid position, I can't speak on Big U situation. The situation that I'm speaking on is like 2012, 2013. And yes, Grid was in bed with the Los Angeles Police Department. That's why I did not become a gang interventionist and preventionist. I couldn't do it. So in order for me to get a check or get in a position to where I can properly assist my people in minimizing the conflict that got us all going in and out of prison and making funeral arrangements and whatnot, I got to snitch. I got to ultimately become a police. Nah, bucko, I pass on that. So yeah, but I don't even think I got to play the rest of the video. You know, the homegirl was having dialogue with Wack, and you know, the thing about Wack, and it's not a shot at Wack, Wack is a master manipulator. Wack has mastered the art of manipulation. Just like he got the dude 600, got him to turn against Big U, then he backed out, and now 600 is not supported and backed by Wack, but yet he still have this beef with Big U and his homies. He did that to 600, and it's a few more people that Wack kind of put in the cross, and then when he put him in the cross, he backed up and was like, yeah, I'm the nigga that make Crips go at it. I'm the nigga that do this. I'm the do that. I'm the nigga that do that. Wack is a puppet master. Wack is a master manipulator. So whenever you dialoguing with him, you have to be very, very, very cautious and intentional with your words and the things that you say. And when you go on Wack platform, which is motherfucking God, the shit that they was just on this Clubhouse. When you go on Clubhouse, you gotta understand Wack minions don't see no wrong in Wack. You can have valid points. You can be speaking like my Bay Area partner say. You can be speaking the gospel truth, but they're gonna be in opposition to it if it doesn't fit in with Wack's narrative. So you can go and give Wack the most profound truth in the world. If Wack don't agree with it, then his minions aren't going to agree with it, and then now you got conflict. So if you want to debate or to have a discussion with Wack, it has to be you and Wack individually, because you can't do it on Clubhouse, because all his minions, all his supporters, and all his DIC K-Riders is on there. You feel me? So you got to be intentional on when you have these type of discussions and when you have these type of debates, because it can kind of make you look like the sour, bitter person and make Wack look like a hero. You feel what I'm saying? But at Ray Give TV, man, the caption is cool, homie, but let's not put the PJs in this, man, because the PJs, we don't participate in that circus, man. We're not neighborhoods. We watch. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever's going on over there with on the west side with Loose Cannon, allegedly exposing this and exposing that, I won't get into it, man. We all know that Wack put a battery in that dude back and put him in a position to where he can get some publicity on a level that he ain't never got. You feel what I'm saying? We all know that Wack is orchestrating a lot of this shit. Wack already told you that an individual from the Valley, and a lot of dudes be trying to shit on cats from the Valley, but the individual from the Valley got, Los Angeles and South Central, in an uproar and whatnot. You know what I mean? So Wack just showing just how skillfully he can manipulate and play with people's minds and maneuver certain situations and sway situations in his favor. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get into some of these comments, and then we gonna jump into something else. Hey, bro, I be around Watts when I visit LA, but I want to ask you, which hood is it that got some Shia Muslims? It's a dude I was listening to on FB who was rapping about that I don't know if you talking about Shiite Muslim kinfolk, Shia. I'm not familiar with Shia Muslims kinfolks. I know it's Sunnis and Shiites. If you're talking about Shiites, if Shiites is the Orthodox version of Islam, then the Banianas, they got the Muslim I don't want to say temple and be disrespectful, the mosque. They had mosque. They had the mosque over there on Compton Avenue, and I know some of those brothers is affiliated with Orthodox Islam. Also, who got that park in the middle of Watts? Everybody respected. Okay, you're talking about Ted Watkins Park, but individuals who are native from Watts, born and raised over there. We call it Red Rogers Park. That's Red Roger Park. On the north side of the park, you got this side on the north side, you got the Hat Gang Watch, you got the Nana Mafias, and then when you kind of like go northeast, you got the Compton Avenues over there. Then if you go all the way east, which is like further down, you got the Jordan Downs over there, you got the Beachtown Mafia, you got the Blue Gate Mafia, you got the New Homes, and then when you go back to the park, across the street from the park on the south side, you get directly across, you got the Circle City Pyros, and then next to them you got the Hacienda Village Bloods. And if you go southwest, you got the Front Street Watts Crips over there, then you got the Front Street Watts Mobs over there, and then a little further up you got the 9-7 East Coasters. So that's who's all around that part. Frank Nitty, salute, peace. You believe black Americans never was from Africa, and black Americans was in America before slavery, and black Americans are the first true Indians. Yes, I do. So if we all come from Africa, right, or Abyssinia, or Akabulan, right? If we all come from over there, right, and then at one point in time, all the continents was together, and we naturally migrate to go and explore, right? So that shows that blacks was here. Once we migrated to the other side of Pangea and the continents began to drift and whatnot, then we were still over there. And then also you got to understand that before the Europeans, which I'm not saying which were, but the Portuguese, who are Europeans, before them and Christopher Columbus started going to explore what they call the New World, the Mali Africans had already knew that they had cousins over there. So the Mali Africans created these sea expeditions of going back to South America. When they got back to South America and reconnected to the natives over there, the natives over there remember that they had cousins on the east. So when they came back and they had these type of birds and they had these ensembles and whatnot, the people who was in South America that had encountered them when they came over, the Mali Africans, they began to praise them and call them like, black gods and people of the sun and whatnot. So once they settled there, they began to migrate back up through Central America back here. But when they came back to America, actual what we call America now, but I think it's like Turtle Island or something like that. But when they came back, it was already melanated people there. So they just reconnected. You feel what I'm saying? And I know some people say, oh yeah, they were on their way to India but they got lost. And no, they did not. Don Juan learned the game from the Malay Africans. He said, man, I can go back to Europe and I can get bigger ships. I can get more provision. I can get this and I can get that. And the Malay Africans was like, all right, fuck it, let's do it. If you want to accompany us on this journey, it's dangerous. We got to have this. We got to have that. Then come on, you can sail with us. But that's how the Europeans got turned on to the New World, right? So when they say that Christopher Columbus came to the New World or the West, right? And he saw these people and he thought he was in India. The original people of India is what? Melanated, darker than me, just with, a better grade of hair. So when they got off the boat, they was looking around like, nigga, we in India. Look at these black motherfuckers with the straight hair. But they were not. So yes, we were already over here. I know that the cross-Atlantic slave trade was actually real. Yes, they went over there and, kidnapped our people or bargained for our people and brought them over here. But all of us didn't come over here via the slave trade. Then you also got to understand that certain Native American groups were blood brothers with Africans. And the individuals who were blood brothers with Africans was like the original Choctaw Indians, the Indians down there in Florida. I think they call the Seminole Indians, the Indians that was crossing from the Gulf of Mexico from Jamaica. I think they was like Thanos or something like that. When they were coming over here, they understood who those people were that was enslaved, and they formed the blood pact. You feel what I'm saying? And then you got to understand there was also warring factions amongst the Native Americans. The darker complected ones really didn't fuck with the lighter complected ones, and some of the Native Americans that was part of the 5 civilized nations, they were, the lighter complected Indians who had more of a relationship with the Europeans, and they turned on the blacks. And then they also start owning blacks and whatnot. But the Seminoles, the original Choctaws, some of the Cherokees, the Indians or Native Americans who were carbonated, they had a brotherhood with them. You know what I mean? So yes, I know that there were already melanated people over here. Even on the West Coast, those islands out there that they went and took, like the Catalina Island, and all that out there, man. It was melanated people over there. It was black people over there. You know what I mean? So we're being at every part of this planet. It's not too many places that you can't go to and find remnants or things to show that we was already there. So yes, sir. Always speaking the truth. Salute. Yeah, yeah. Much love. Much love. Strong cat. That's true. Oh, what's the deal, Edie? All right, what's the deal? What's up, Day One? What's up, bro? Kiwi Jones. Is that my sister, cuz? Love. Oh, that is my sister, man. Much love to my big sister. Nah, this ain't no motherfucking. Hey, dog, cuz, this ain't no perm. It's all me. Yeah, this is all me right here. This that Chuck talk that sent me. You know what I mean? Nah, this ain't no perm, big sis. All I gotta do is, comb this motherfucker out, put a little grease and water on it, and if I wanted to get a little bit more straight, just hit that motherfucker with a blow dry after I wash it and shit. But nah, this ain't no perm. She crazy, cuz. That's my big sister. Yeah, y'all send a shout out to my big sister. My partner D-Lo from Bonnie Hunters. Watch the deal, man. Man, much love. Watch love. Enlightened original, man. We are the first navigators and teachers. Problem is our enemies know who we are and we don't know who we are. You absolutely right. See, man, it gets so profound, man. You know what I mean? I wanna jump into it, man, but you know what I mean? Some things we can't just jump into, we can't dive into because all of our studies and all of our intellect is on different levels, and that's not a shot, right? Because mine can be lower than some, you feel what I'm saying? But you can't feed a baby a steak because its digestive system isn't capable of breaking down that steak. So you gotta gradually work it up to where it can consume meat and things of that nature. That's why you got to give it breast milk and then softer foods, baby foods and whatnot, because even the chewing and all that, it can't ingest it and it can't digest it. So we kind of gotta give it to them in increments and whatnot. But that's what my platform is about, man. I don't want it to just be about acknowledging racial attention in Southern California. I don't want it to just be about cripping and hood stories and all that. I want to build this platform to where we can get on here and use this platform like a think tank so that we can really start talking about things of substance. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be on. I don't want to get on here and start gossiping and Cardi B was with whoop whoop and this like, nah, man. What relevance does that have to the black community to start addressing celebrities and their issues and whatnot? It doesn't pertain to the black community. It doesn't pertain to us. It has no relevance. They're not putting any businesses in our communities. They're not investing in our communities. They're not trying to uplift us and none of that. So I don't want to create my platform to be that. You feel what I'm saying? I want my platform to be this. To where brothers like Enlightened, when the original man comes on, and the other brother, you ask thought-provoking questions, and let's have some dialogue on it. If it's ever a time that some of y'all want to go live with me, let's do that. Let's build this platform to be a think tank. If you want to get some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, if you want to get some, if you want to add some, come and let's have thought-provoking discussions and whatnot. Seminoles just means runaway. Oh, that's heavy. I didn't know that. So what would be the original name of those Indians? If Seminole means runaway, and that's not the original name, if you can, let me know what the original name is so I can use the correct adjectives and verbiage when referring to these individuals. The last legal slave owner was a Native American. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. How you feel about them finding pyramids in South America that's older than any pyramids, and that's profound. That's heavy. But like I was saying, if you believe in Pangea, then maybe, that's where it came from. And then they migrated back to Africa and put the Egyptians up on game. Because if you really just do your research and your studying and whatnot, the Egyptians weren't the first. They say that the Sumerians, predated the Egyptians, and the Sumerians gave the game to the Egyptians. And then they say the Sumerians had OGs or predecessors. You feel what I'm saying? They gave the game to the Sumerians. Sumerians took the game, went to Egypt, put the game down, and they began to construct these great monuments and whatnot. You feel what I'm saying? But they also saying that that using 3D imagery and whatever technology that they be using, that they have also found pyramids at the bottom of the ocean. Just like the lost city of Atlantis. They said that the lost city of Atlantis predates the Sumerians, and the Sumerians got their game from the individuals from the lost city of Atlantis. They believe they found the lost city of Atlantis, and there's so many pyramids down there. So I'm not for sure, but one thing that I would do, I would do some more research and investigate, man. You feel what I'm saying? I got to get back up on my reading anyway, man. I've been doing so much writing, movie scripts, and writing my memoirs and whatnot, and writing curriculums and whatnot, that I haven't really had the opportunity to just, sit down and read a book. And I really need to get back to reading. So I appreciate that, Kim, folks. Yusuf Muhammad, peace and blessings, family. So what's the movement we pushing? The reunification of our folks, number one, and the resurrections of our communities. Black independency. Once we become independent and self-sufficient, then we can go out and we can start building relationships with other individuals. We can start looking for allies. But, the reunification of our folks. We got to reunify, and then we got to resurrect our communities and become self-sufficient and independent. Then we start going over to Africa, buy land. Well, we can't say too much because then you become a threat. See, the thing about Brother Nipsey, peace be upon him, rest in peace, Nipsey showed too much. And the thing about Brother Tupac Amur Shakur, rest in peace to him, peace be upon him, he talked too much. So we got to be mindful of what we say, when we say it, and who we say it to, because knowledge is power. See, they know that knowledge is power. That's why they say that if you want to hide something from I don't know how some of y'all feel about the N-word, but me, I know the origin of it, so I don't trip off of it. But they say if you want to hide something, but then I just say N-word. They said if you want to hide something from an N-word, you got to put it in the book. They understand that knowledge is power. Why you think they create certain sects and certain orders and certain fraternities, secret fraternities and whatnot, to safeguard and protect knowledge, because knowledge is what we use to become liberated. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, knowledge is power. You know what I mean? So but that's the movement. Knowledge is power, and they use knowledge to continue to control us. But where did they get the knowledge from? They got the knowledge when they went back to Africa and they infiltrated. They acted like they pretended as if they wanted to be on cordial terms and they were reformed and rehabilitated. But then they got the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Then they turned it against us. You know what I mean? And Caucasians would not allow you to infiltrate and use their information and knowledge against them, even though they got it from us. But that's why they safeguard it. You know what I mean? That's why they do not allow us to come into contact with certain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Well, I'm gonna just say knowledge, because wisdom and understanding is things that you work towards obtaining. It's not something that you can read and get. I don't think you can read a book and get wisdom. You feel what I'm saying? Black Americans, the real Aztec Mayans, not the Mexican. Exactly. Strong cat. I agree with you. I just said that, right? And what these non-blacks like to do is make it seem like we have an identity crisis when we start speaking that type of truth, that we are the Hebrews, the ancient Hebrews of ancient times, that we are descendants of that. You know what I mean? And then you can give the scientific proof, but then they make it seem like we just try to be everybody but ourselves because we're lost, we're confused, we're deaf, and we're dumb, and we're blind and whatnot. But yeah, the Aztecs were carbonated people, and so were the Mayans. The Mayans was carbonated people as well. And there's scientific archaeological proof of that. I got a percentage of native from North Carolina in the Yucatan. Yeah, I believe you do. Just like our people that was over there and they said, oh, they're runaway slaves. Like, no, that was some bullshit. But our Gullah Geechee people, they're natives of, the coastal North Carolina, the coastal Carolinas. Gullah Geechees didn't come over here through slavery. You know what I mean? They're not going to tell you that. The Gullah Geechee people was already here when them ships start, selling through and all that, you know what I mean? But they're not going to tell you that because they always want us to have a perception of ourselves as being inferior and being slave. Just like when you go to Belize, it was two type of carbonated people down there. You had the Garifunas, and then you had another type of people in Belize. But one of those set of carbonated people were indigenous to that land. They were native to that land before the slave trade. Just like when you go to southern Mexico, it's indigenous and native carbonated people there. But the narrative that they spin is that they came from runaway slaves. No, they was already there. Just like I was just talking about how the Malay Africans remembered that, yeah, we got cousins across this big ass body of water. If we can use the same technology that we use to navigate through the Saharan desert or the Sahara desert, then I believe that we may be able to use those compasses and these things and create these boats and navigate through this ocean and go over there and holler at our folks. So when the slaves came over here and they got word that it was carbonated people, they're like, oh man, them our folks. Hey, listen, if you can get down there to us, we got you. You'll be cool. The first president of Mexico was a black person. So they gonna let a person escape slavery, come to Mexico, and just rule their country? Like, no, it don't work like that. That person had roots there. That person was born there. You understand what I'm saying? So being that we got cousins over here that's being persecuted and that's being mistreated by these Caucasians, man, we gonna tell them, if you can get across this border, you safe. And if America come over here trying to, reclaim what they call their property or come fucking with you, we gonna get up off in their ass. This is some real history right here. All right, Mike Jones says in Louisiana they still dress up as black Indians right now and to this day. Look up New Orleans Super Sunday. Yes, indeed. If I'm not mistaken, what type of Indians were the brothers? I know Mississippi, Oklahoma, Louisiana. It was a large presence of Cherokees there, the original Cherokees, before they created the nickel and dime Indians, to where to take the land from the original heritage, you can come to the American government, give them a nickel or a dime, and they'll give you paperwork saying that you're that you're a Choctaw or Cherokee, and that you can go use manifest destination to take the land from the native folks. But if I'm not mistaken, what type of Indians were they out there in New Orleans? I want to say either Creek or Seminole, one of those Indian civilizations and tribes. Where do you think the Sphinx nose is? This nose right here, brother. Nah, this type of nose, man. That's why they shot it off. You know what I mean? A prominent nose. This what the Sphinx nose looking like. You know what I mean? I got an odd feeling it's in a rich block's backyard. Strong possibility, big possibility, or one of those museums under the Vatican. Were you the one who was cooking chicken and got shot on the movie? Cooking chicken and got shot on a movie? What movie you talking about, baby? What movie was that? Cooking chicken and got shot on a movie? Huh? I don't remember cooking no goddamn chicken getting shot on no goddamn movie. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. I don't know, but I don't remember cooking no chicken getting shot on no movie. Nah, I don't think that was me. Seminole was a couple tribes, but put together in some blacks. Morons, enlightened, original man, maroons. Wait, hold on, brother. Is you calling me a motherfucking moron? Nah, I'm just fucking with you, Kim, folks. But are you saying maroon as in the maroon soldiers that was in Jamaica? Tupac was a double agent. Damn, that's heavy. You're gonna have to enlighten me about that. I have heard some things about brother Pac biting that forbidden fruit and then seeing like, nah, this ain't what I really wanted to be a part of, and trying to get up out of that. But once you in that, it ain't no turning around, going back out of the rabbit hole. Yeah, I heard some things about Pac, engaging in certain activities with certain individuals and saying like, no, this isn't what I want to participate in. This isn't, this isn't the place where I want to take my people, and him trying to, change. But by that time it was too late. But as far as being a double agent, like betraying us and misleading us, I can't necessarily say that, because Pac message has always been about the advancement and upliftment of our folks. You know what I mean? Niggas equal kings. Yeah, royalty. Yeah, in Ethiopia, niggas mean king. It means royalty. You're absolutely right. Enlightened one, original man. Atlantis has been found in the Sahara. Really? I gotta research that too. I gotta research that, man. This is some good conversation. Exact same time God invented blacks in Africa, same exact time God put blacks in America. It's not impossible for all blacks not to be from Africa. I hate when people try to put blacks in one. Hey, Ken, folks, listen to me. I watched a documentary a few years back, and it was saying that in South America, it's an ethnic group out there who DNA it traces back to carbonated people who had more melanin in them, right? But they were saying, yeah, these individuals, their ancestors was black, potentially jet black, but they don't share the same DNA as the Africans from, the carbonated people that comes from Africa. So maybe just like you got different Asian groups, maybe you had different carbonated groups. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe we all didn't just Or I don't know. I can't say that. I can't say that. But I will say that yes, I do believe that there were different types of carbonated individuals. Hence, watch this. Mind you, in India, the original inhabitants of India, they're darker than me, but their hair is not as coarse as mine. They got straight hair. Their phenotypes, whatever you call it, but their facial structure and all that is different. You feel what I'm saying? They're not black because black is a part of a culture. Black is a cultural thing that comes from America. But they're carbonated and melanated individuals, but their DNA is different from those who are in Africa. So yeah, I believe that they're different type of carbonated individuals. Maybe we all didn't come from Africa. I don't know. But that's something that I explore and I do some research in regards to. My boy be talking that shit. Yes, indeed, we got to talk this shit. You know about Dr. Blair. He taught me so much. I'm going to look into Dr. Blair. I'm going to do that. Yo, when the cops walk up and ask you if you know what's been going on in the streets, and you're like, since I have my daughter, I haven't been in the streets, you know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was me. My bad, Kim, folks. It's just when you were saying it, yeah, my apologies. You should have said barbecuing, man. We don't call barbecuing. We don't call grilling chicken or motherfucking cooking chicken, man. Or queen, whoever you is. Yeah, that was absolutely me. Yeah, if you would have said grilling chicken in the projects or something like that, it would have clicked. But yeah, that was me. Yeah, and I did get shot in that. You're absolutely correct. My apologies. Yeah. Rasa needs to know about the black man that made their country like Guerrero, the Negro. They don't want to know. Cherokees from North Carolina originally. Listen, this is the thing. They don't want to know because then it dispels their narrative of being superior to us. If you know that your ancestors was blacks and blacks were part of the infrastructure and creating the civilization there in Mexico, then your narrative of you being better than me is dispelled. They can't use that anymore. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get off this thing, I probably should make another live about that. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little research and whatnot, and I'm gonna come back probably around like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and I'm gonna talk about what's going on down there in Texas and why it poses a big threat to the safety and security of all Americans. It don't matter what ethnic group you're a part of, what race you subscribe to, or where you at and all that. It poses a major threat to the safety and security of us and our children as well. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, hold on. I wanted to address something with somebody just real quick. This dude that made a comment. Nigga told me my mama pretty. Your mama pretty, cuz. It's weird ass thing. Thank you, 6 feet, 6 figures only. I appreciate that. If I ever talk to my mother, I'll let her know that you find her pretty or attractive, Kim, folks. All right, let me see. The fact that this content, okay, I think this the one. I really wanna get into this. Hold on, let me see what my partner Yusuf said. 2 different natives. The white ones from Russia, Asia, and the others have DNA from Melanesian islands and are aboriginals. And the third were the Mali Empire. I agree with you. I'm familiar with the peoples coming through Siberia, through the Bering Strait to Alaska. Then they migrated south, and that's where you got the Eskimos who look just like Asians. And from the Eskimos, you got the Native Americans that wear the feathers and all that. Listen, it's a book called They Came Before Columbus. Check out that book, and that book breaks it down for you. I have to get that book. I haven't read it in over 15 years. But check out the book They Came Before Columbus. All right, let's get into what this dude is saying. Excuse me. This is WillCast16. The fact that this content creator is making these videos creating moral division lets me know he is ignorant. Okay? And instead of teaching his people how to be better, he is teaching y'all ignorance. Tell me or point me to a video he made where he actually helped black people get better. Instead of filling black people up with hate for other basically being ignorant and teaching others how to be ignorant and do what others are doing, making him hypocritical and y'all as well. All right, check this out. WillCast16. By the grace of God, I have been in situations to where I made it safe. Well, I made it possible for black men to get back home to their children. Okay. When I was in the entertainment industry and when I had my hand in, other different, things, right? When I had my hand in, different things and whatnot, I made it possible for black men to provide for their kids, right? In the position that I'm working in now, and I'm making it possible for black men to get back into their kids' lives, and also black men, and not just black men, because I work with Caucasians, Hispanics, and African American men. I'm teaching men skills on how to better relate to, understand, communicate, and connect with their children. That's what I do. So that's what I'm doing for my people. I don't get on here and I don't talk about, fuck these guys and fuck those guys. And when I see these guys, it's going to be this, be that, and so on and so forth. I get on here and I tell my people, hey, it's time to unify. Let's work on getting us together so that we can become a unified body and become independent. And then we can go out and start identifying our allies and who's willing to come on board and, love on us, respect us, and just, be real allies of us, right? But I also understand the scriptures, and the scripture says that in the end of days, a man's enemy will be of his own household. That's your own family that's gonna be at odds with you. That's your own hood. That's your own people. All skin folks and kin folks. So it's a lot of us that's so contaminated that it'll be cancerous for us to invite them into anything that we're creating to ameliorate the conditions of our folks. You feel what I'm saying? But those of us who are willing to connect, that have a desire to connect, that's really going to connect, it's time for us to connect and give these kids a different perspective from the narratives that's already been shoved down their throat through the indoctrination of us hating each other, whether you go back to the Willie Lynch theory or the Willie Lynch papers or whatever. It's time for us to create another narrative. There are a lot of us who are not going to be able to go. There are a lot of us who are going to be cancerous to the movement. There are a lot of individuals who are not going to be able to participate. All skin folks ain't kin folks, and let's understand that. Instead of me being divided by Crip and Blood, PJ, Gray Street, and all that, I want the realest of you in those housing developments and those different Crip, Blood, Gangster Disciple, Vice Lords, and GD sets. I want the realest among you to come and let's connect so that we can advance our people. I don't want everybody. Sometimes it's not about all Crips and Bloods getting together, but it's the level-headed ones who have a vision, who can stand on principle, who's willing to do what's required of us in order to make corrections in our disunified community. So, Willcast 16, that's my rebuttal to you, Ken folks. If there's anything else that you want to know about me, any other questions that you want to ask or whatnot, my email address is BobbyAAJones85@gmail.com. So that's BOBBYYAY Jones85@gmail.com. My partner's trying to call me, so I believe he may be trying to get me on the line with a brother who'll be making these YouTube videos, because I seen that this is the second or third time he tried to reach out since I've been on here. I'm not going to record the call, but if it's beneficial, if it isn't rooted in violence and a heated disagreement, then I'll share the the contents and the nature of the conversation. But oh, hold on, this person want my attention. That's cute. All right, so number one, I'm gonna read Strong Cat message. God proved he only loved blacks when he let us survive in the sun, and God proved he hated other races when he let them burn in the sun. I hear you. So 92 Riots say Flea J been listening to Charleston White. What the mother brother? God damn. How you doing, 92 Rise, man? I ain't gonna return that negativity, man. You on some clown shit, man. You know what I mean? Go be a father or a mother to your kids and make sure your kids don't get caught in this social media shit and don't, have certain negative influences that can lead your kids to destruction. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna return that negativity and nonsense, man. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna designate you a clown. Boom, you're a clown. Go to the circus, brother, and get the fuck up from around me. All right. Why bring the negativity? Yeah, but listen, we ain't gonna even focus on that, man. We flowing, man. The dialogue is amazing, man. It's gonna be some people that's gonna log on to this live right here, man, and they gonna learn something from it, and that's all that matters. We plant no seeds. We doing our part. We doing our part by making it safe for brothers and sisters to connect and have this type of dialogue. So that goofy time that 92 riots is on, we ain't even know that, man. We just gonna pray for that brother. We gonna lift that brother up in prayer, man, because it gotta be something that's going on with him, you know what I mean? Insecurities, identity crisis, financial crisis, may have been, sexually assaulted as a kid. So he has these feelings that make him want to feel validated. So he'll do any and everything for attention. So we just gonna pray for that brother because we don't know what dynamics and what this brother is facing or what this brother is trying to navigate through. So we ain't gonna criticize him or none of that. 92 riots, man. I'm praying for you, man. I pray that you find peace, Ken, folks. California is super racist, LOL. No disrespect, just kind of crazy hearing how different races go at it. Yes, indeed. Your fans try to follow you on Instagram. Hey, y'all ain't my fans. I don't got no fans. Y'all my family, homie. Long as we standing on principles, truth, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, we family. You know what I mean? I don't do that fan thing. You know what I mean? But if y'all want to connect, now I follow. If y'all want to connect with me on Instagram, it's Bobby Yeye Jones. A lot of my stuff is Bobby Yeye Jones. If you want to connect with me on Facebook and see how I'm living and, see how I've been, carrying myself for the last 15 years or so, you know what I mean? You can connect with me on Facebook. Now, this is going to be a tongue twister right here. My name on Facebook is Perspicacious Philosophical Yay. Perspicacious is PERSPICACIOUS. Philosophical is PHILOPHILOSOPHICAL. Perspicacious philosophical, yeah. Perspicacious means to be wise, to have wisdom, and philosophical just pertains to philosophy and cause and effect. Us here in Texas, F with you. Wait, us here in Texas, KU with each other. I don't know what KU mean. Flee, what's negative? Hey, man, I'm not even acknowledging you no more after this 92 riots. Nationwide rifts. Just got to keep our frequency higher while they try to keep low and stop living in our low self. That's absolutely correct. All right, we're going to bypass this guy. All right. So what makes people racist in California, if you don't mind me asking? We're going to save that for another discussion, brother. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Hey, we gonna reconvene at a later time, man. I may jump on this thing around 5 or 6. I don't know, because I want to talk about what's really going on out there in Texas and how it affects the safety and security to all Americans. You know what I mean? No matter hood, city, race, nation, creed, all that shit. Y'all stay up and be blessed. I'm gone.